この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here on Monday for more Ginga Eiyuu Densetsu. Last time on Ginga, we covered the gap between seasons 3 and 4, finishing up season 3 with episode 86. Where I think the biggest thing at the end, at least, was the establishment of the Iserlohn Republic. I might have missed a word there. Iserlohn Republic government? I think it's something like that. It has Iserlohn and Republic in the title somewhere, which was met with much fanfare and some death to Kaiser Reinhardt's. Nice. Wait, were there actually death to Kaiser Reinhardt's, or did I just imagine that? I know that they sang the anthem and there was lots of clapping and stuff. I don't actually remember any death to Kaiser Reinhardt's. That might have been some other time. Anyway, pretty cool end to the season. And then we transitioned into episode 87, where we started the new season, got a new OPED combination thing, and they're pretty cool. And then most of that episode consisted of not quite flashbacks, because they aren't exactly, well, they are technically flashbacks, but they're not telling us stuff that we don't necessarily know already, just going a little bit more into detail into the initial meetings and like the start of the relationship between Reinhard, Kirchheis, Royenthal, and Mittermeier, and then we spent a good portion of the episode just like checking in on where is Mittermeier right now and where he was before. He's moving with his wife. It's kind of lovely that they get to see each other, and yay. Kind of scared for their safety, kind of scared for Ava's safety, and kind of scared for Mittermeier's safety just a little bit, because the big thing in the end of the last episode was the very on-the-nose setup. Hey, by the way, Royenthal is the second most powerful person in the galaxy right now. Hey, just in case he has any weird ideas about maybe doing something with this incredible and almost unsupervised power that he has. Definitely no chance he'll ever try to betray anyone or rise up and claim what he might see as something that is rightfully his. No fear of that happening. So yeah, Royenthal is in a great place to make some bad decisions, and I don't know how that would play out if it plays out. I just don't know. It actually might be the opportunity, the only opportunity. Descent from within and a collapse. And then we've got this thing where Reinhard is sick and sickly, so it's quite possible that the empire that he is, or the galaxy that he's been able to grasp, is about to fall apart from within. And it might not even really need any pressure from an outside force like the Terrorists or the Iserlohn Republic, whatever. Might not really need it. Maybe just a little gust of wind and it all blows over. That said, it's probably going to be a little while before anything quite like that happens, because Reinhard is still doing okay, still strong enough to be himself and to govern and all that good stuff. And I don't think Royenthal is just going to like jump into galaxy-wide war for succession. It doesn't seem likely. There's a lot more intrigue that has to happen here. What form that intrigue will take, I don't know. After thinking about it, I'm wondering if Trunit is actually going to play a much bigger role than I expect, just because I am so instinctively dismissive of Trunit. That's kind of powerful for a politician. If I can just dismiss Trunit and just be like, he'll never amount to anything, his schemes and plots will fail, well, then if he comes up with a good scheme and plot, I'm not going to notice it. And it may be the case that other characters around him are thinking the same way. Who is Trunit working for? Well, he's working for Trunit and whoever can serve those interests. So he's a wild card, a loose cannon. What authority or power or relationships or anything he could bring to a bargaining table, I don't really know. He doesn't seem to have any, which is part of why he's so easy to dismiss. But gonna keep an eye on him. We also had I believe we had some moments with like Rubinsky and Dominique and some curious stuff. Some curious stuff there. Although that may have been in an earlier episode and I might just be mentally muddled. Whatever, it happens. But we are in an interesting place in the show right now. We have Julian on the rise. We have Royenthal finally hitting that point where we were expecting him to be. and we have Reinhard just sort of cruising along at the same place he was, at least for a while, but since Yang's death, about the same place that he was. But I get the feeling that he is in a very, very slow, steady decline. Uh, we'll see. He's still got plenty of kick left in him. I would not want to fight with Reinhard or any of his shit. Wouldn't want to do it. We've also got schemes and plots by Lang. You know what I mean. Schemes and plots. We'll see what those come to, if anything. And likewise, what is Oberstein up to and what is he thinking? He mentioned something about like a purging wind, which sounds bad, and we'll have to see how that goes. If anything, I'm kind of expecting Royenthal and Oberstein to end up at each other's throats just because of their history, and it seems like it would make sense. But, geez, there are so many factors at play for how this could potentially play out, and it's quite possible we might not focus on it at all since we've got other things to do. We could focus on Julian and the troubles of setting up this new government and blah, blah, blah. We could focus on Julian and Miss von Kreuzer, Kataros. That's her name, right? I believe so. We could focus on just about anything. So instead of speculating, let's go ahead and jump into the first of our 2 episodes for the day. I have episode 88 of Ginga Eiyuu Densetsu up and ready to go. It is at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video, a picture-in-picture version with the video up there in the corner, which you can find down there in the description, and a timer-based version which will be up on YouTube, and you're watching it right now because I'm talking at the beginning of it. It'll have any other talking that I want to do at the end of each episode, and a beep beep timer at the beginning of each episode to sync up with your own version of Ginga if that's your preferred way to watch it. And if it is, get it ready because the timer's coming now. Hey, stay at 100%. Thank you. It's so angry, she. God, she's trying so hard. I appreciate it so much. Hmm. Although we have very, very, very few people. Yep. Hazai! Hey, we did. Okay, there were a few. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. They were inevitable, yeah. Wow, back to there. Back to that bench, huh? Who dat? He looks kind of familiar. Like the kid of somebody that we know, maybe. Don't become a soldier. So, same age. So now he becomes potentially the young to this guy. Aww. I think you're more remarkable than you think you are. Wow, that's a thing to say in your current state. True. Hmm. Hmm. The challenge is still ahead. But they're pissed about the Julian and Frederica thing? Nah, it's a good show, damn it. Darn, we have a consistent story. Can't just Deus Ex Machina a guy. Hmm. Do you really want to do that, though? Her her click? Hmm. Okay. That's exactly what they are, yeah. And hardly a threat. The whole galaxy itself. Yeah. Even worse, yeah. Hmm. Wow, that's actually a really powerful sentiment. Hey! Hmm. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to judge a book by its unassuming cover. Don't need gold filigree and big capes to be important. She says, walking next to his successor. She says, as a witness to history that is still unfolding. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. The torch has been passed to you. Yeah, absolutely. Who the hell are you? Kataros? Get him. Kataros? Kill him. Ugh. You still can. Kinda hoping you will. Jesus. Oh, now you fucked up. Oh, now you fucked up. He'll take criticism from you against him. Now you fucked up. Oh, now you fucked up. Mm-mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. Nice, Poplin. Murdered by words. Ha! Nice pun. A Minchi ball. Me and my ugly haircut are leaving. I'm one to talk, though. This is terrible. Hell yeah. Hi, Dad. Yeah. Well, that's why Murai did what he did. True. True. Only admiration. Hmm. 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 That's really good. Shit, I'm writing that down. Why would they do that? Right. A codified set of rules that are universally kept would be good. That's true. That's actually a wrinkle I've never really discussed. I've discussed it from another angle, like, what if they think it's the Empire doing it? Yeah, but why would Reinhard ever be down for that? Like, at least a constitutional monarchy, or that's just the phrase that comes to mind, but constitutional autocracy would be better. Yeah, probably. They've got Fazan. They've got other stuff to deal with. Yeah. Yeah. He does, but he's not doing super well. Right. I just had a realization. Oh my god, if Royenthal does rebel, suddenly Iserlohn becomes important again. Oh wait, we talked about that a lot in the previous two episodes. Like within the show. Huh. Simulators, huh? Oh, guy's out cold. Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Wow. Collection of political history and philosophy. And then to immortalize them. He's with Young. Yeah. Yeah. What a freaking line. No choice. And now you have the heavy burden of having to be that rock for everybody else. Damn. Wow, we're really doing it like a dialogue. Hmm. Only sensible. Right down the line that I was expecting and hoping from Yulian. Taking everything that he's learned from Yang and then growing, building on it. Not just taking it as law. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. What happened to the pension and retirement? Hmm. She says it was so much love. God, the voice actress. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of story. And yet, as we've just seen, he lives on. Yeah. Worth it. Worth it. Damn. Oh? You still on prison one? Deliveries from Fazan? What have we got? Personnel appointments. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, he's a cockroach. It's just painted on. Indeed. A big cockroach. I feel like this is a bit of a wild goose chase, because it was just a mistake. Hmm. Right, that guy they spotted. Yeah. Yeah. So even if it did just stem from a mistake, there is something else going on. Okay. For sure. Information is key, right? Yeah. Accurate and timely. Fair enough. At a park? The park with a bench? Oh, Patorchev! Hooray! And they walk together. All right. Really cool episode. A lot of really great lines in this episode. Before we get into that, I just want to mention, like, I love the CD. I love the CD a lot. Maybe my favorite. Uh, oh, it's tough though. It's tough though. What is it? Across the Bridge of Light. I think that's the other one that would be a contender. That's not what it's called. It's yeah, Hikari no Hashio Koete, Crossing the Bridge of Light. Yeah, that one. That one might be a contender, but I really love this ED. I particularly like the visual thing that's going on there. The whole passing down. It also fits in really nicely with some of the stuff we talked about at the beginning portion of this episode, with passing on the torch and carrying on a legacy. Really cool. Also interesting that we come to this idea of carrying on a legacy of republicanism and a legacy of what Young has created, when during the beginning of the series, legacy and tradition were, at least to me, almost always met with like a groan. It was always like imperial assholes just being like, "Meh, meh, meh, tradition nobility," or people in the alliance being like, "Meh, meh, meh, crusades and democracy traditions." But now we have a different way, a much more personal way of looking at it, and one that sort of incorporates Young's philosophies about philosophies and how individuals should interact with them. We can see that Julian has taken that to heart, that he's not just carrying on for the sake of it. And we can also see Julian adding his own experiences and his own desires and his own like goals for the universe in, and mixing them together with Young's ideals and Young's methodologies, which, as I've said a few times, is exactly what I hope for from Julian. I hope he will take everything that he could possibly glean from the brilliance of Yang Wenli, and then take that and evolve it and move away from the big thing that restricted Yang, which was his strict adherence to those specific principles. Julian, I feel like, has a little bit more room to himself, like in his own head. How far is he willing to go? I think just a little bit further, just that little bit that's maybe enough. In any case, fantastic episode, I thought. I'm going to switch video players that I can run through this and not have the subs disappear on me, because that's a minor issue that I occasionally deal with. Okay, so pull up 88 in MPCHC instead. Open with MPCHC. Bingo. Okay, it's muted, and then I've got to switch my recording thing to the right software, and we're done. Okay, so now we've got it here, and I can actually options, hotkeys, increase rate. Okay. How much does this increase the rate? Oh, pretty solidly. Okay, great. That is perfect. Because really what I want to do, like most of what I care about in this episode is lines. So just being able to like smoothly scroll through them without having to skip around too much and miss lines is kind of nice. So I can keep it at this high speed and push it through. So we get this sort of interesting sequence where Julian is approached by almost the specter of himself, if you will, and while sitting on Yang's bench, finds himself in very much the position that we can guess Yang would have found himself in when Julian first approached him. A younger child who seriously looks up to him and really cares, and we get this little flashback showing Julian going through the exact same thing, and this little smile and the very classic head touch from Yang, and then we sort of fade into the same kind of a smile on Julian's face. And he says some stuff like, "I'm not as remarkable as you think I am," and maybe not, but I think you're more remarkable than you think you are. And I think that, if anything, Julian maybe gives a little bit too much credit to Yang. Not that he doesn't deserve it. I'll try my best. All right. Are they inherited in this manner? Must keep the fire burning. Must keep moving. Yeah. All right, so there is a little bit of dissent. We talk about kicking some people out, some people who were sucky, you know. If Yang was still alive, we'd stay, but who were only aligned with Yang, not with the ideals, right? So, out with them. I really love this conversation. I don't know whether this would have been in the novel. I assume that it might not have, that this might have been an addition, but I think it's a lovely one if so. Just because it's a nice little meta gag. Because it is a TV anime, but it's not a third-rate one. It's so great. Yeah, we can't do that at the producer's convenience. No Deus Ex Yang Wenli. Can't happen. We bring up Job Trunit, or Yob, whatever. And then they banter for a while. And right, then we begin to talk about the Outer Rim. And this is cool in another sense. We're gonna go a few lines further before I get into it, but this is cool in like a symbolic sense, if we consider like the fringe to be the edges of society, or those who are outcast, or those who don't really fit in. So yeah, when we switch to Julian's perspective and he continues the same thread, it's not the outer fringe of the Empire or the Alliance, it is, yeah, the outer fringe of the entirety of human civilization. And because it is the outer fringe, it is also the gathering point for those who don't fit in, right? Who aren't part of the main thing. Now, in the context of the story, this is all very literal and straightforward. Those people who don't hold Kaiser Reinhard as their object of obedience, who don't bow down to him, have to be in the outer rim, or fringe. Have to. No choice. This is the Holy Land. But in a more meta sense, this is a really accurate statement about the nature of human society. Those people who are on the outside, well, the outside becomes a gathering place for outsiders, and also a hotbed for unique and interesting and novel and different perspectives and ideas, because they're not conforming to the center core, tenets of what would make them acceptable members of society. And then we get this. So I pride myself on being in the outer fringe. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Take pride in it. It's not a bad place to be, although society at the center would tell you it is, because it is, and this is just a great way of putting it, nearest to the stream that opens up a new age. It is where the information flows. It is where the new things occur. So then we run into Kataro's, and we walk formally. It's kind of great. But then she brings up that. I think this is pretty cute. She's keeping tabs on him. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's well known, yeah, but you know it. And then this very, very interesting sentiment from Kataro's. Actually, a series of them. Young didn't seem like that much of an important person when he was alive. And yet, he was the cornerstone of everything for a lot of people. Also, this cut is cool. Yeah. There's something to that. Like a great author who becomes famous after death, or a great artist whose pieces are only really appreciated after their death. Sometimes in our minds, we entangle the human with the creations or the works. And when people die, we can distance them a little bit, because the works remain standing and the human is no more. So we're not colored by our perceptions of the person. Because Yang is, always was, unassuming, never out there, never crazy, never super gung-ho about almost anything, just very calm and unassuming. But the work that he did was anything but. So this is pretty cool. And then this way of putting it in a line, holy shit, we feel it now on our skin, but it will probably become even stronger as time passes, and it will blow through history. Oh, we get the lights coming on. Did I make you remember? No. So then, this fuckboy. I really wanted Kataro's to do a thing, but I'm totally happy with the way that it played out, because, well, it's interesting. I find it the most interesting that she's mad at him for not standing up for himself. Well, this is kind of a very young thing to do, to just sort of like take it. Okay. You can criticize me. I'm not that important. It's my ideals that matter. It's what I'm working on that matters. I don't care if you criticize me. And so we get that same kind of thing. And then she confronts him over it. But then the guy fucks up. Young wasn't that great anyway. If only he had just died a noble death in battle. Fucking idiot getting assassinated. What an idiot. What kind of idiot just gets assassinated in a complicated plot that was in the works for a while, that involved multiple layers of deception and like, yeah, no, what an idiot. And at this, Yulian's not having it. Yulian is not having it at all. I feel like if Poplin didn't show up, this guy might not have lived. You don't fuck with Yang in front of Yulian. You just don't. You just don't. So then he shows up and basically says he's really not worth your time. Art, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? And I love the mincemeat pun. Oh, jeez. Minchi ball. That's great. Okay. Okay. Weird controls. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Right. And now that Yulian is a power holder, democracy itself is the thing that will hold him in check. Becomes more of an obstacle now, which sucks, but hey, that's part of the deal. So then we get, I think, the best line in the episode. If I borrow Yang Wenli's speech banner, how will history remember it? That Yulian Mincy was Yang Wenli's protege, or Yang Wenli was his teacher? Oh, I like that. I like that. Will Yulian Mincy in the Minchi in the history books be considered like the follower of Yang? Will it be seen as Yang's influence just continuing to work through him? Or will Yang be defined by the fact that he came into contact with Yulian in his formative stages and helped create the truly great man? Because that is what I am expecting from Yulian Minchi. Like, that's my full-out expectation. I love this line. I love this line to pieces. I wonder which it'll turn out to be. And then Shenkop bows out of actually talking it through. All right, so then we bring up this idea of inserting a constitution somehow into the empire, which, on the face of it, is not a bad idea. It would at least like codify some rules that would have to be followed across the empire. But it would also restrict Reinhard. Like, I don't see any reason why Reinhard would ever allow this to come to pass. Allow a constitution. Like, the only thing that I could think of is if Reinhard is thinking about what happens when I'm gone. I must establish some kind of order so that whatever doesn't fall apart and it goes straight back to the way that it was. That's a possibility, but it seems real slim to me. Not sure. We'll have to keep an eye on this particular thread and see how it plays out. I just don't know. Yeah. So this is a great wrinkle that I hadn't addressed before, at least in this specific way. I had thought about it from the context of like, oh, what if the people, what if Yang's friends and followers think that the Empire was genuinely responsible because they were dressed up as imperial soldiers. But that has never been an issue at all. Nobody has ever had any misgivings or like wrong ideas about that, at least that we've been shown. And I talked about it like from the perspective of what about if the terrorists like spread that kind of idea around? Okay. But what I never talked about was just that the Empire didn't kill Yang Wenli. A third party did. Means that like there is a chance to reach out, kind of. Not ever going to be on the best of terms exactly, but like at least you didn't kill our leader. So that's good. I don't feel like I put that very well, but I'm just going to move on. Okay. Translate it to a, yeah, maybe. Kaiser likes warfare. Right, passing down the heritage of Republican democracy to our posterity. Get some training moments, everybody working. Got some cool fleet pattern thingy-majiggies. He survived. The only one who did. Damn. And then we get this. And it's kind of funny a little bit because one of the earliest lines in the episode is that that is between Dusty and Poplin, like, can't bring Yang back. And then we go ahead and we bring him back anyway. Kind of. But not really, of course. We don't break continuity in any way. But we demonstrate that just because he's dead doesn't mean he's gone. And we can bring him back because he lives on in Yulian and in his documents. And in Frederica and her memories. And in all of them, right? Yang is still here. We don't need to bring him back. Not really. As much as we might want to. As much as Frederica might want to. But we get to see him again. This right here, the slight smile, just, and the line, this is just right. I like this a lot. It was not at all a lonesome task. Let me call back to some really fantastic lines. The power of information, the importance of information. Love and hate. And then we move to Frederica. We're still continuing to touch on all the characters as they go through their grief. And come to an acceptance. Something like one, at least. Frederica is still kind of bargaining. It's your fault. Just come back to life. Man, that moment where she calls him the pension thief, that hit me. That got me a bit. Same with, you killed millions of people, but at the very least you made me happy. And that she knew that he would have said sorry. So, we find out about Yub Trunit. Alright, something weird is going on. Something weird is going on. And there's going to be an incident at Nguyen Kim Hoa Park on September 1st. Is that the bench park? Is that the Easterland Park? Or is that somewhere else entirely? I have no idea. No clue. Maybe we'll find out in the next episode. Kinda hope so. Let's see. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into the next episode. I'm going to take a moment to do a quick resync, just to make sure everything is working properly, and then we'll jump in. Okay, we've got episode 89 up and ready to go. Head over to the PiP if you're watching that. Timer goes here. Hmm. It's an old tradition. So this is the incident at the park, huh? Frequent fevers. What did he notice? Oh boy. Hello. Wow, just slowly filtering out. Getting ready to intercept. Poison knife? Hey, buddy. How about you don't? Unless this was the goal, just to get him to stop. That was such a slap. Golden Bomb supporter? Oh. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, holy shit. Didn't really think that would come back. You're not wrong. Oh, damn. Oh my god, he's here. Hi, Brober. That's not what happened, but okay. You did do that. Wow. Yeah. You didn't just recommend it, buddy. You did not just recommend it. Oh my god. The eyes, the eyes. Yep. This is the reality of politics, right? How many millions lived? Equivalencies, though. Reinhardt is just all gone. Oh my god. And all of this comes out. I don't believe there is. Ooh, power holders again. Nothing to restrict you. Maybe a constitution. Okay. Yes, actually, for Reinhard, there was. Ooh. Ooh. Wow, that sun. Holy crap. What will you pay for your crimes with? You know, I believe him. I don't believe that he knows he's right, but I believe he's going to be proven right. Oh my god, what a scene. Hey, buddy. Pet. Attempted assassination. That's something means something. Abolish. Well, we gotta do that. No. Yeah, fuck your advice. True. So what do? That is a classic. If he makes it a law, that would abolish corporal punishment. Almost. Almost. Yeah. Dude, in that moment where he flashed back, he got... There's a crack. There's a crack in Kaiser Reinhard. Dream. Drinking alone. Blood on his hands. Jesus. This is scary. The most powerful man in the galaxy is wavering. Shit. Same hands. Morikawa's making him seem really tired. Wow. How many episodes later is this? Hmm. Hmm. Well, there's some symbolism. When are they gonna get married? She who wipes the blood from his hands. His health? Or the losses? But equivalencies again. A life is a life. It's not something to be traded. Stay with me. Finally! 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 Oh, the ship of the galaxy! Finally! Oh, yes, good. Thank goodness. Yeah. Oh, I'm so all for this. Finally. I mean, I know it wasn't even anything, but finally. Oh, it was more than nothing. All right. Okay, finally. I don't know who I'm happier for here. I think I'm falling into the camp of get it, girl, get it, girl. I mean, you gotta give props to Hilda where they're due. She didn't come home last night. Where could she have been? Oh, what a sweet guy. He's so torn up about it. Hmm. Hey, Dad. Nah. Oh, hell. I know, sa. Oh, fuck. Parents. Why? Well done, daughter. Why? You love him, right? Ask for her hand. Ask for. Do it. Do it. Do it. Aww. Aw, Reinhard. You. Aww. Oh, he seems so young and like cute. He's so full of life. So ganky. Oh, Real Horikawa, what are you doing with your voice? Oh, this is like younger child. Before. Ah. Huh? Propose. Oh. Yes. I am already celebrating. Holy shit. Doesn't really matter. Really doesn't matter. Yes. Oh. Steal yourself. Do it. Yes. Mm. Ah, and even the Emperor gets bashful. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. I agree. I hmm. I don't like that much. I'd rather get a face to face going. But okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's fair. Ah. All right. Celebrate down. Okay. Ah. All right. It's still happening. It's still happening. It's still happening. I'm gonna go talk to my daughter. She hasn't touched her food. Shut up. Say yes. You love him. He loves you. Come on. Who else is it gonna be? Maybe. Hmm. Lecherous. Oh, I think that's some bullshit, girl. I don't think you can see it. You didn't see him blushing. Hmm. Yeah, how do you feel? You want to be with him, right? Aw, what a dad. What a dad. Good dad. Nice dad. Hmm, he just wants her to be happy. Hmm. Oh, dad. Hmm. Oh, he's gotta be freaking the fuck out. Oh, the waiting game. Oh, there's that too. Yes. What would Curious want for you? Hi. What's up? Something wrong? Oh, this has got to be about the, yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. I think that's a reasonable decision. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even if he knows it's not worth it. And kind of a similar situation, like a microcosm of Westerland itself, just like by allowing it to happen, right? By not passing on information a little bit. Hmm. Hmm. That makes sense. Final narrator line. Officially. Okay. Bridge between. All right. There's more to talk about than just gesturing incoherently at the screen. So many things that I really wanted, and a number of things that I didn't know that I wanted. Please stay. Yes. Yes. Platonic end. Hey, but we wake up. Boom. Yes. Yes. Emil in the guard outside. Okay. Okay. I really like this cut of the butler running toward, yeah, there, where he reaches out, just like a mess, right? You know, he's been pacing out here for hours, probably, maybe since last night, just waiting. How much love and care surrounds her. And then we get, aw, that smile and blush. Now, there are repercussions to a run-in like this. There's always the potential for pregnancy. And we're talking about the Kaiser. So on the one hand, get it, girl, get it, girl. Yeah! Fuck yeah, Hilda finally got with Reinhard. Good. As it goddamn should be. Thank God. It's been God, it's been on the back burner for so long. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. But of course there are wrinkles to it. I gotta say, I'm giving a dad of what, 1990 something? When did it doesn't matter. Dad of whatever year this aired award is going to Count Mariendorf, because what a dad. What a dad. I realized what happened, just wanted to make sure. And more than that, it's like, it's palpable that all he wants is to make sure that she's okay and does what is right for her. And Reinhard shows up with a big-ass bouquet of flowers, and Hilda is just absolutely unable to move. She does not move. The blush, and the light streaming in, and we've rounded out his face a bit, smoothed out his features a bit, so he looks more childish, more boyish. It's two things. One, he's love struck. Two, as far as I know, boy just lost his virginity last night. He's gonna be feeling pretty good this morning. But there are other things here. There's something kind of funny about the most powerful man in the galaxy blushing and getting all bashful about talking to the father of the girl he just slept with and has been very close to for quite a while. And then there's another layer to this, which is that Horikawa, the voice actor, is just like nailing something that's in between his previous performance of like adolescent while Kirihei was still around Reinhard, nailing that performance, but like halfway between that and also just like almost giddy, but also a little bit scared. It's all there. He's definitely elevating his voice a bit. If you listen to the voices that he does, you'll recognize that that's what he's doing, but like there's more to the inflection too. It's really good. Really good. Really sells it. Super dope. All right, let me mute and we will continue. Right, so I wanted to do the same. Yeah, buddy. So on that note, and we watch him run through a set of emotions and some prep. Oh. Okay. I thought it was, yeah. Wrong keys for the speed. I want the permission. So, initially I didn't love the, like, let's just chill for a minute and let me talk to her. Because, you know, I want it to happen. But good dad. Good smart dad. My daughter's not all right now. Just let's take a couple days, all right? Let's chillax for a moment. Of course, this is gonna put Reinhard into some turmoil. But there's this other layer, which is like, he feels like this is duty, right? Oh shit, I fucked up. I have to go deal with this. It's almost a Griffith-esque situation. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But Reinhard being very much the opposite. Very much caring. I'm sure of it too. And I'm sure of that too. But she would argue it immediately. Because, well, we see, like, when he walks in and tells her that, she immediately argues it. Immediately, that would be too audacious of me. Okay, please give my regards. Damn straight. It's probably what you imagined. He'd like to wife you. And so would I. Too audacious. Okay, and then this with the Northern Comet King. I'm just going to quickly Google Northern Comet King, and I'm not going to expect to find anything. Charles VII of Sweden, referenced as Northern Comet King in episode 89 of the 1988 anime series Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Holy shit, what? Thanks, Wikipedia. King from 1697 to 1718, assumed power at the age of 15, inexperienced, had forced all his foes into submission, exactly as they say. Ooh, that's a good quote from him. I have resolved never to start an unjust war, but never to end a legitimate one except by defeating my enemies. No peace. That's interesting. So, Northern Comet King is a real person. Okay. Strategy does not love me at all. I don't actually know about that. I really don't. We don't have like a specific confirm or deny, but just Reinhard very much strikes me as a man who's in love, and like the two of them strike me as ridiculously compatible and have since the very beginning. So I don't know. And then dad is a good dad, turns it right back around on her. Well, regardless of that, do you love him? If you do, you might want to go for this. I respect him, but there's much more to that. And then he muses that he really just wants her to be happy. I wish that sometimes you would value your emotions and what you care about. No need to rush. So, off she goes. So he thinks his time as in his post is coming up. And then Reinhard has this guilt complex about acquiring the things that Kircheis never could. Stuff like that. But no, I think, first off, yes, you have to do this for Hilda. You have to do this for you. You have to do this for the Empire. And it's right for the both of you. And I think that if Kircheis were alive, he would be extremely happy for you. So, don't sweat it, buddy. All right, and then we get this moment. And Kessler knew, so he did not attempt to prevent his suicide. And Reinhard realizes this, but lets it slip. Kind of a little bit of a microcosm, just like allowing an event to occur that has maybe not the things that Reinhard necessarily wants, but allowing it anyway. Kind of a microcosm of Westerland. Speaking of which, we need to go back to the beginning of the episode, because holy shit, things that I did not expect out of 10. 11 of them. A lot of them. This is a cool way to phrase this, the tradition of assassinating Kaisers, because I do believe it was introduced to us in similar terms, that there is a deep tradition in the dynasty of assassinations. So that's kind of cool. We mention his fevers again, focus in on the guard, they start to notice something's up, mention it to each other, and manage to grab this guy who, he looks like he's carrying a wooden, it looks like a wooden stake or a wooden spike, covered in poison of some kind. Maybe metal detectors or something. Just getting it in. Because we don't actually see anybody with weapons, I don't think. So I guess that maybe makes sense. And then you blonde brat. Oh yeah, this. I can frame by frame this. I wanted to see this smack because I think his face deformed like crazy here. No? Nope, it did not. He just like wipes him down the screen. That's pretty dope still. And then the line that oh man. I don't know, I felt like a crack formed in Kaiser Reinhard's psyche in this moment. Have you forgotten Westerland? Have you forgotten it already? Bam. Westerland. The benevolent emperor. So much vitriol. But he thinks that they conspired with Braunschweig to do this. Interesting. Interesting. And then the floor falls out from under Reinhard as we like spin into his brain. The backgrounds drop out, the floor falls away, and all he sees is the destruction that he has wrought, or that he blames himself for, of course, and is being blamed for. And he stumbles and falls. The dead won't forget. He twitches. And Emil, his young, not doctor, notices. But then Oberstein steps forward and says his piece, and basically reveals all of it. It was me. Except for the phrasing here. There's a little wrinkle where you didn't just recommend it, Oberstein, you kinda just made it happen. In any case, Should have targeted me, not the Kaiser. Makes sense. And in his cold, calculating, robotic eyes, we linger. And he just lays out the exact reasons why it was done. His popular support crumbled. This was the way. This was the thing to do. And because that happened, 10 million people were saved. What do you think of that? Now, I think the issue here is a false equivalency. 2 million non-combatants versus 10 million willing soldiers. How do you weigh such a thing? I don't think you can. I don't think you can trade lives like that. Although we do, humans do, and the characters in this story frequently do, on the order of millions. But it always irks me a little bit. As logical as it may be, I still think the act itself is essentially unforgivable. So, I was not expecting to bring back this particular ethical rabbit hole, because it is, as far as I see it, an ethical rabbit hole. There's no great solution here. There's no everybody wins. It's essentially the situation that they were in at that point was zero sum. There was just no way to win. The only thing they could do was prevent greater losses. This moment where he goes into murder a Reinhard and slaughter a Reinhard, really just cuts into him. And then from this point in the episode, just about every time we frame Reinhard, there's this like pink mist over him, which isn't there before. And then only here, after this moment, does this pink mist that falls like over. It's not just in the background, it's these pink streaks. They cover his face as well. So there are people who have longer arms than I do. Somebody's going to reach out for you. Interesting. Interrogate him later myself. And then we get into, well, two things. Trying to distance ourselves from the Lohengrams. With this on his mind is another reason that he is so frantic about attempting to marry Hilda immediately, because he does not want to be like not the Lohengrams, like the Golden Bombs. He does not want that. And he's just been reminded of it. And then, of course, there's the immense pressure that's just been put on him for having something that he considers a genuine misdeed thrown into his face and having no answer for it, which is exactly what happens, because I don't think there is a good answer for it. Oberstein's answer is pretty much the best one. Blame me, not him. Yeah, and then these pink streaks are mostly, almost only over Reinhard. Yeah, see, like they're on Hilda's shirt, but they never really encroach over her face. A little bit with Royenthal. But they almost cover Reinhard. It's kind of crazy. And he walks away, shoulders slumped, beaten down. And he remembers and he dreams. And he pours and he pours and he pours and it overflows. And then we get this amazing set of symbolisms. The blood on his hand, the blood of Kirchheis. And then this leads into, I think, the best symbolic thing of all, which is that Hilda walks up and without prompting, wipes the blood from Kaiser Reinhard's hands. She is the woman who wipes the blood from his hands. This is pretty on the nose. I really like it. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it is very straightforward. And I believe it was somewhere in here where I was like, when are they just going to get married already? Well, little did I know what was going to happen for the rest of the episode. So we get Reinhard being vulnerable to pretty much the only person he can be vulnerable to. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? I think there might be something to that. It might be. I think it's a big part of why I have been a fan of this ship for so long. Not that there's really an alternative, but like, since we lost Kirchheis and Anaros is off elsewhere, Reinhard doesn't have anybody we can trust, but like on an emotional and personal level. He has people that he can trust to carry out his orders. He's got Mittermeier, he's got Royenthal to an extent, he's got Oberstein to an extent. He's got plenty of people. But somebody who he can talk to and be vulnerable towards, someone who knows some of the pain that he carries with him in his locket. There isn't anybody else like that. Whether or not he loves her, he really, really deeply needs her. And in this moment, that comes out. And I am here for it. I am happy for it too. So we've hit the midway point, which is where I started from pretty much, and went to the end, and then we went to the beginning and came through. Fucking excellent episode. Obviously super biased because things that I really wanted to happen finally happened, and they happened in a way that I'm really happy about. But then the other thing is, like, the first half of this episode was entirely things I did not expect or want, and well, now I do want it. I do want to keep talking about stuff like Westerland. I do want to keep putting pressure on Reinhard and see what happens, especially if it's going to lead to big events like this. In any case, it's interesting. Last episode we followed Julian kind of getting stronger. Like we followed Julian, like, moving past his grief in a certain way, living to accept with the loss of Yang Wenli, and realizing that he still has Yang with him. And then from that, using that as the foundation to build and move forward into the future. Strong. And founding a nation, everything, right? And then in this episode, at least for the first half, it's Reinhard getting weaker. Reinhard having the rug pulled out from under him. Reinhard, we mentioned almost in the first scene with him, frequent fevers. Reinhard is not doing well health-wise, and now he just took a huge psychological blow being reminded of something he really would have rather forgotten. And then he acted out because of it, and it just so happens that thank God it's kind of not a bad thing. But it feels to me like Reinhard got weaker in this episode. Even if eventually it becomes a source of strength for him. When we see him at the end of the episode, you know, he is essentially alone and pining for Hilda. So he's, because of what he's done, like, he doesn't have her there when he needs her again. I'm not super worried, though. I think she's gonna say yes. I mean, I think she's gonna say yes. So, not super worried. But that means that we might get a marriage episode, a wedding episode, which could be really cool. Or a couple of wedding episodes, because there could be schemes and plots, and there could be setup, and there could be all kinds of stuff. It'd be crazy. In any case, really enjoyable episode. The emotional weight of the Westerland section was dope. The hype for the second half was dope. Dope episode. Good episode. Great episode. Loved it a lot. And that's going to be it for me. So, let's wrap it up. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Ginga Eiyuu Densetsu, episodes 88 and 89. I hope that you have enjoyed them as much as I have, because I had a blast. And I hope to catch you next week in the next ones. Okay, see you there. Peace.